Hello everyone, my name is Rohit Sahu. I am working as assistant professor in Mechanical Engineering Department, GL Bajaj Institute of Technology and Management, Greater Noida. Now we are starting our last unit, that is eddy current testing. Let us first know about the history behind it. So eddy current inspection has its own origins with the Michael Faraday discovery of electromagnetic induction in the year of 1831. Its development as a non-destructive testing technique for industrial application was carried out during the World War II in Germany. Eddy current inspection is one of the several methods that uses the principle of electromagnetism as the basis for conducting examination. Several other methods such as remote field testing and flux leakage also use this principle. Eddy current, so now we are going to move toward the principle of that particular testing. So eddy currents are created through a process called electromagnetic induction. When alternating current, as you see, as that if you see in that particular picture in that particular slide, when an alternating current is applied to the conductor such as copper wire, a magnetic field develop in and around the conductor, as you saw in that figure. Seen in that figure, the yellow are the magnetic field created or generated, developed around the conductor. That is the conductor work as a conductor of copper wire. Okay, this magnetic field expands as the alternating current rises to maximum or collapse as the current is reduced to zero. So if another electrical conductor is brought into the proximity of this changing magnetic field, as we discussed in the previous slide. So as you saw on the first image of that slide, so when another electrical conductor is brought into the proximity of this changing magnetic field, the reverse effect will occur. Magnetic field cutting through the second conductor, as you see the second conductor we introduced in that particular image, first image. So magnetic field cutting through the second conductor will cause an induced current to flow in this second conductor. Eddy current are a form of induced current. So eddy current testing, sometimes we are calling it as ECT, is widely used in aerospace industry and in other manufacturing and service environments that requires inspection of thin metal for potential safety related or quality related problems. So what is eddy current? So eddy current are electrical currents that induced within a conductor by varying a magnetic field. Okay, as you see in that particular image number second in that particular slide. So it is just the opposite of that magnetic particle inspection. Okay, so they get either name from eddies that are formed when a liquid or gas flow in a circular path, as you see in that particular second image on that slide. So when a liquid or gas flow in a circular path around obstacles when conditions are right, with the help of arrow in that second image, we saw that eddies. Okay, so let us talk about the property of the eddy current. So we correlate that particular property with that particular image on that particular slide. We are showing that image is taken from the BAP source. So the property of eddy current, as we see in that particular image on that slide, they flow in a closed loop within a conductor. The second one is they flow in a plane that is parallel to the coil winding. Okay, we see on that particular image. Okay, so or maybe the material surface. The third one is the attenuate and lag in a phase with that. These are the basic property of the eddy current. Now What are the basic principles of the eddy current testing? So eddy current testing works on the principle of electromagnetic induction to detect the flaws in conductive material. That is important, in conductive material. So now we just discussed about the electromagnetic induction. What is electromagnetic induction? How that electromagnetic induction is created, developed. When magnetic flux through a conductor changes, induced currents are set up in closed paths on the surface of the conductor itself. So now you can see that we are having that particular sample as shown in that particular image. So now we are having that induction coil, and through that we are generating the magnetic field over that particular sample. And due to that magnetic field, as you seen on that particular image, this red in color, the eddy current is generating onto our workpiece, or maybe the onto our sample. These currents in direction of perpendicular to the magnetic field, as we see on that particular image, that the current direction is perpendicular to the magnetic flux, okay, and are called eddy current. Now how it's work? So it involves four steps. So first we discuss about the first step. So in that particular slide, if you see, I'm showing 5 images in that particular slide. So these images are shown in a step by step. So the first step is to how we generate the eddy current. Okay, so in order to generate the eddy current for an inspection or testing, we are using a probe. Okay, so if we talk about that probe, so in that particular probe, inside that particular probe, inside that particular probe, a length of electrical conductor, which is in the form of coil, as is shown on that first image on the top. Okay, when, so you can see on the second image, an alternating current is passed through the coil, okay, which generate an oscillating magnetic field, as you seen on that particular third image. So a dynamic expanding and collapsing magnetic field form and around the coil as the alternating current flow through the coil, as you see on third image. So the probe, okay, the when the probe and the magnetic field are brought close to a metal piece in a fourth image, okay, a circular flow of electron from known as eddy current will begin to move through that particular metal test piece itself, that is shown in red color. The eddy current are shown in red color in a fourth image. The second step, if you see in that particular fifth image, a secondary magnetic field is set up in opposite direction as shown in yellow color. Okay, so eddy currents flow in a material will generate their own secondary magnetic field, which will oppose the coil primary magnetic field over there, as shown in that particular image through that yellow color. That is our secondary magnetic field. Now the third step, so impedance of the coil is changed. So change in the metal thickness or defects like near surface cracking will interrupt or alter the amplitude and pattern of the eddy current, and thus resulting the magnetic field. So this in turn affects movement of electrons in a coil by varying the electrical impedance of the coil itself. So now you can see from this particular image, or as I'm uh, shown on that particular PPT, that particular slide. So in that particular image, that how we are getting the signals, that is eddy current signals, EC signals, without crack. So if you see on the in that particular image, so there's a two portion. One is EC signal for without cracks, and the other one EC signal for a cracks. So particularly that how we are getting the signals. So it is good in nature in case of without cracks. But when we are having some cracks, we are getting some erratic signals, as you see in that particular second part of that particular image in that slide. Okay, so now change in impedance is analyzed. The step 4, the impedance, how that impedance are affect the magnetic field or create the magnetic field. Okay, so now we are changing impedance in analyzed. So eddy current instrument plots change in the impedance, amplitude, and the phase angle, which can be used by the trained operator to identify change in the test piece. Okay, now what are the factors that affecting the eddy current responses? Okay, so these factors including magnetic factor and geometric factors. There are two type of factors we are considering. So one is electromagnetic factor and the other one is geometric factors. So electromagnetic factors are electrical conductivity of the sample material, magnetic permeability of the sample or material, and excitations frequencies, the coil. Okay, so these are comes under an electromagnetic factors. Okay, then the other one factor which we are consider is geometric factor. So in geometric factors, the first point is coil parameters. That is most important for us. So we are considering in coil parameters is loop area or number of turns of that particular wire or that particular coils having. So diameter of wire, that is also important part. The second we are considering in that particular geometry is lift off. The lift off, the proximity of excitations or pickup coil of the or pickup coil to the samples implies coupling efficiency. Okay, the sample geometry, what we are using or we are going to testing, that is also important. So the thickness compared to skin depth, as we already know that the what is skin depth. Okay, that is the depth of penetration of 37% of eddy current, as strong as same as the surface. Okay, and the shape and the lateral dimension, proximity to sample age. So these are the important. So next is eddy current density and depth of penetration. Eddy current concentration near the surface adjacent to an excitation coils, and their strength is decreases with distance from the coil. When we move from away from the coils, so the strength of that particular current is decreases. So that means a thin sample can be easily detected rather than the thick sample in case of eddy current testing. So eddy current density decrease exponentially with the depth. This phenomena is known as the skin effect. Okay, what causes the skin effect? That is also important. How that skin effect causes? Uh, Skin effect arises when the eddy currents flowing in the test object at any depth, okay, produce, okay, magnetic field which oppose the primary field, thus reducing the net magnetic flux and causing a decrease in current flow as the depth increase. That is important. So that causes the skin effect. Okay, so basically the magnetic field produced in depth oppose the primary field or reducing the net magnetic flux, and then causing decrease the current flow as the depth is increased. So the most important, the factor affecting that depth of penetration. With some, okay. So frequency, the factor affecting the depth of penetration is frequency of the excitation, current, number two, electrical conductivity of the specimen, or magnetic permeability of the specimen. So what is the standard depth of penetration? So if you see the top image of that particular slide, on that particular slide, so there are, in the top image there are two images are parallel to each other. So in the first one case on the left hand side, that is the case for high frequency, high conductivity and high permeability material, and that the other one is the case of low frequency, low conductivity, low permeability. Okay, so what is standard depth of penetration? The depth that the eddy current are only 1 by E, or about 37% as strong as they are on the surface, is known as the standard depth of penetration or the skin depth. So we can calculate that particular depth of penetration, standard depth of penetration or skin depth, the given formula as you see on that particular slide, that is delta equal to 1 by under root pi f mu sigma. So where delta is the standard depth of penetration and f is the test frequency and mu is the magnetic permeability and sigma is the electrical conductivity. So working with this equation, so we need one more equation. Sometimes that particular magnetic permeability is not given. So you want to convert the relative permeability into a absolute permeability. So sometimes in numerical the relative permeability is given. So we use that particular function or that particular relation mu equal to mu r into mu naught. So where mu naught is the permeability of free space. That is we are the value of that particular mu naught is 4 pi into 10 to the power minus 7. So as per the international annealed copper standard IACS, electrical conductivity values are often expressed as a percentage of the conductivity of pure annealed copper measured at 25 degrees centigrade, which can be converted into Siemens per meter. Siemens per meter as. So sometimes the electric conductivity is not given directly. So we just convert into the Siemens per minute. So sigma material is equal to percentage of international annealed copper standard IACS into copper. So we already know the copper electric conductivity. So that is 5.8 to 10 to the power 7 Siemens per meter. Okay, so in that way we are calculating that particular slide. Okay. For any query, please write me at rohitsahu87 at the gmail.com. ROHITSAHU87 at the rate gmail.com. Thank you. To be continuing in the next session. Stay safe, stay home. Take care.